Hello everyone. Sonic the Hedgehog is an icon of gaming. He has so many games that there's even an encyclopedia. One of the best things about Sonic games is that there is such a diverse inventory of games, some bad and some good. Every Sonic game that you play will have a very different impact on you than the last. So if you don't like the game you're playing, you can always try another. We are going to rank all the mainline Sonic games, these 24 games. Obviously, you might not agree with my results. Everyone has their own opinion about every Sonic game. So before we get started, if you love Sonic, subscribe right now. We will start with the game that started it all, Sonic the Hedgehog 1991. Green Hill is as iconic as it gets, and everyone loves that level. However, it is a very short game, and there's not much slopes or terrain to affect Sonic's movement. You are just basically running forward, and the boss battles and levels are very easy to speed through as fast as Sonic. For those reasons, it's a B rank. On to Sonic 2. This game introduced Tails and the Spin Dash to the game, and this game took characters, gameplay, and overall feel of the first game and improved upon it. The slopes and the terrain are much more suited to support Sonic's moveset, and it also adds Chemical Plant, which is a very fun stage to play. The game takes advantage of Sonic's speeds, but some levels like Metropolis and the final zones have bad enemy placement. For those reasons, it's also a B rank. On to Sonic 3 and Knuckles. This game introduced Knuckles and we learn of his backstory. The entire game has so much good storytelling, and it's really cool how Knuckles is a villain for most of the game before we befriend him. Special stages and general movement were also very easy. The game also encouraged exploration and worked very well with Sonic's moveset. However, I do not like how it feels very similar to the first two Sonic games in terms of like the level design. For those reasons, it's a C rank. On to Sonic CD. This game introduces Metal Sonic and Amy, and it has very good storytelling. However, the springs, enemies, and objects are kind of all over the place without putting any real good effort into where they should be placed. And this game is one where it is very hard to know what is going on around you, but it is generally fun and very enjoying. And also the level design is very good. For those reasons, it also gets a C rank. And now on to Sonic Adventure 1. This is the first mainline Sonic game to get to the 3D world and is one of the most ambitious Sonic games up to that point. The storyline is so amazing with Eggman and Chaos, and the Station Square and the idea of having a train going through to Mystic Ruins was a really good idea. You get to explore the world with Amy and hunt for treasure with Knuckles and even go fishing with Big. And the stages with Sonic do have a lot of glitches, but they were a lot of fun because you can fool around and find all sorts of different ways to complete levels. So this game has earned an A rank. On to Sonic Adventure 2. So what can I say about this game except wow? This is Sonic at his peak. This game introduces Rouge and Shadow. The story is perfect with such a deep and dark tone. Dr. Eggman becomes a more powerful and evil villain. The first level is City Escape, and that is literally the greatest level in Sonic history. Every Sonic level, in fact, is just so polished and perfect with literally no glitches. Enemy placement and just the creativity of the levels is amazing. The game also has some of the best music in the entire franchise. This is our first S rank game. On to Sonic Heroes. In this game, you control a team of 3 different characters, each with different strengths. This is a really good idea because many of the obstacles can be easy or hard depending on which characters you choose to use. One issue is that you do have to play the game 4 times before the final boss. However, this game is very polished and has very few glitches and a very good level design. So for those reasons, it is a B rank. On to Sonic 2006. This game introduced Silver and Blaze, and it has such a good story, and the creativity of the level designs is really good. Much of the music sets this tone really nicely for each level that is being played. The game even includes one of the most iconic moments in any Sonic game.
I've been looking for you. You're the Iblis Trigger. Your actions will condemn us all. Who are you? My name is Silver. For the future of the world, I will destroy you!
However, during development, some corners were cut, especially the ending, which could have been a little bit better designed, and there was also a lot of glitches all over the place, and the levels did not feel truly finished. There was also many reused assets from previous games that were put into these various levels. However, Crisis City was a very good level. For those reasons, it is a B rank. On to Sonic and the Black Knight. This game completely changes what we know about Sonic. It puts Sonic in medieval times, and he has to battle knights with his very own sword. However, the story is not too exciting, and it feels kind of strange to play some of the levels. For this reason, it is a C rank. On to Sonic and the Secret Rings. This game felt rushed and just made no sense playing it. The story was all over the place. There's so many trials and quests you have to do away from the main story. story, and the level designs were not that much fun to play. For this reason, it is also a C rank. On to Sonic Unleashed. This is the first boost game, and you feel so powerful as Sonic as you're just blasting through levels, especially Windmill Isle and Rooftop Run. The Werehog is also very fun to play because you feel so big and powerful. The levels are very long, but there's just so much to explore in each world, and the level is so appealing and immersive, and the game just feels very polished with very few glitches. For those reasons, it is an A rank. Up next is Sonic Colors. The name tells it all. The levels are so colorful and immersive, it's almost too much. It can actually become a distraction looking around at everything. The game relies very heavily on the wisps, which can give you various powers, and these wisps are kind of more of a distraction than being really useful. And one of the biggest issues is you have to near 100% the game before you can play the final boss. For those reasons, it is a C rank. On to Sonic Generations. This game has it all. It is literally takes the best levels from every one of the previous Sonic games and puts it into one game. You can play as classic Sonic and modern Sonic in every level, and the story is really great, cool boss battles and extras, and this is literally a polished game with no glitches. For that reason, it is an S rank. Sonic 4 Episode 1. This game just sucked. Putting modern Sonic in classic Sonic world makes no sense at all. The level design does not fit Sonic's movement, and the story with Metal Sonic just makes everything make no sense at all. This is obviously a D rank. Sonic 4 Episode 2. And this is just a continuation, so also a D rank. On to Sonic Lost World. As the name suggests, Sonic has really lost the world. This is the start of the worst era for Sonic. There's a lot of bugs, and the game is not too much fun. The story has a lot of good ideas, but they were not executed correctly, and there was no character development. Levels were very hard, especially the sky platforms were so bad. For that reason, it is a D rank. Next is Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. This game was a disaster. The game is slow with no real excitement. Combat is a mess because you just punch objects rather than a homing attack. The game is so slow. Unlike Sonic, who is supposed to be fast, it has bad level design with cameras that do not work correctly. And worst of all, it has so many glitches and bugs more than any other game ever. That is obviously a D rank. Sonic Boom's Shattered Crystal was basically the same, a glitchy, buggy mess. So another D rank. Sonic Boom Fire and Ice, yet again another glitchy, buggy mess, and yet another D rank. Up next is Sonic Mania. This game finally turned the Sonic franchise around. It restored Sonic to what he was in the early classic days. It takes the best classic Sonic levels and upgrades them and makes them have more spiciness to them. The object placement and level design is amazing. It also has a really good storytelling, and it's just right, not too hard, but not too easy. For that reason, it is an A rank. On to Sonic Forces. This game had so much potential, but it was underutilized because it had a low budget game. The entire story with Infinite could have been written a lot better. Also, every level in the game is so short and you can beat the game so quickly. I did like the level design, and also really good that you have a customizable character in addition to classic Sonic and modern Sonic. For those reasons, it is a B rank. On to Sonic Origins. This is basically just a collection of many of the early Sonic games. So this is a C rank. Up next is Sonic Speed Simulator. The game is licensed by Sega and is very popular, so I decided to include this. You basically just run around and level up Chow and your speed, and the game gets regular updates and is a lot of fun with all sorts of new characters. However, the game does get boring quickly and each event is very much different. For that reason, it's a B rank. And lastly is Sonic Frontiers, which has sold 3.5 million copies more than any other Sonic game, so something has to be going right for it to be this successful. This game is a very fun story that introduces new characters, including Stage, and brings in so many cool titans and new enemies to battle and things to collect. There's also so many good designs with the platforming all over the place. This game feels really polished with very few glitches and bugs. There's also a photo mode and challenges that make the game even more fun. I like the open world design. There is also so much to explore in the 5 islands. The high quality of the graphics also makes the game really good. And Sonic Frontiers restores Sonic to where he was in the adventure era and sets him up for a great future with more open world games. Sonic Frontiers is so fun to play and for sure the best Sonic game. So this is an S rank. So there you have it, my entire Sonic the Hedgehog gaming rankings. It is just amazing how many Sonic games there are, and Sonic the Hedgehog is so cool and I love playing his games. Let's just hope that the next Sonic game, Sonic Superstars, is a lot of fun to play. That's gonna do it for this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and remember, you gotta go fast!